And happy Tuesday, Cornbread Man on the Cornbread Man Morning Show. Bright and early with you. Glad to be here as we approach the end of 2025. It is fast going away. We will not see much more of it. It is a cold start to the day. I don't know what it got down to, but I know it was in the 20s here in Northwest Georgia. Heat is on today. The coffee is on, and we're trying to warm things up. Had a good time last night. Really enjoyed the guest. Had a good time with sports. Hey, the Falcons won. I knew they were going to give it away. You could see it coming. They were up big, and they started going away. And somehow, they were able to hold on to victory. I didn't think they would do it, but they did. It was. I was telling my wife. I said, "Here they go." Me and my son and my wife, we were watching it, eating some chili. That's a good thing to be eating this time of year when it's cold like that. And I was like, they're going to do it. But John Robinson, my goodness, I do agree with the head coach on this. Best player in the league. Guy had 229 yards, total yards. He busted off. It's the longest of his career, be it college or pro, a 93-yard touchdown run. This guy. He just has an energy about him. He's a great guy, but they tried their best to give it away. In fact, probably should have got called for pass interference late in that game. That probably would have. And the Rams dropped a couple of catches. I thought they made a great catch, but it was a hard fought victory. They tried their best to give it away, but they got the win. So I couldn't believe it. I was like. I told him we was up 21-0. I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna last. And sure enough, it was 24-24 tied up late in the game, and then Falcons got a field goal. And a shout out to the field goal kicker. This guy, that's like their third kicker of the season, I think. This guy kicked two 50-plus yard field goals to help the Falcons get that win. And one of those was a 56-yard, just bomb right down the middle. With room to spare. I couldn't believe it. It was like it was the Falcons' day or something, So they were trying to prop up the coach. The announcers were Buck and Aikman. They were trying their best. The blank. He's down there in his little pinstripe suit, as he always is. Hand clapping. We got the victory. Way to go, guys. They were trying their best to really pump up. This team. Should have been. They were planning to be much better. This team. Blah, 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 blah. All the things I was talking about, saying the same thing, the same old cliches. That the division, they admitted with me, it's not a good division. The Falcons could have been in this thing, but they're on a 3-game winning streak or whatever it is now. They've got one more game against the Saints. Who for the Saints, their quarterback is in line to maybe get the Rookie of the Year. So it's between him and one other guy, and he seemed to have it'll come down to the last week. So interesting. There will be things to play for, and I'm sure the Falcons want to close it out in late in the year, and then they'll be doing that to the season ticket holders. They will say, "Good morning, Astrid Accounting." They will be saying to the season ticket holders next year, in 26, it's going to be our year. We're going to get things fixed and da 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 da. But they defense played pretty well. Not late. Late they messed up, but. Stolen Catalytic Converter. Love the name. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday on your cold morning. I was just discussing the Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, out of nowhere, snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, which they normally give it away. But they won the game. Lots of football this week. Starting, tomorrow. I don't know if there's any games today, but tomorrow games. And then into the New Year's Day games, be some big games. We'll look forward to that. We'll give an update next week. Next week, I think we'll still probably be on Monday for the sports and racing show. I'm almost certain that we will have. We will have that show again. Then the following week, I'll have to see when Dean goes back because we bounced that between Mondays and Wednesdays, and we'll just have to see how that goes. But enjoyed the guest. He was blessing. He even brought us some homemade cookies and stuff. Really great guy. Good. Just a good American. We'll just say that. Just a good American. and he's over on the other side, I guess. We have two streams that we run. So, but he's in there. He's in there. You're showing up in the StreamYard chat together, but we do have him coming in. He's probably coming in on the studio side. I run SF Podcasting and Southern Fried Patriot at the same time. So, and Broski last night, he was in. I didn't see his comments. He thought I was ignoring him, and I wasn't. So, Broski, if you're out there, I sent you an email. I wasn't ignoring your comments. I didn't see them. I had it covered up with the score screen, and I didn't see it till late. As we were shutting the stream down is when I saw it. So he had comments on the sports show, and I'm sorry, it was not on purpose. Yeah, the other channel is SF Podcasting. You're on the Southern Fried Patriots. It's SF Podcasting. SF Podcasting. We run a dual Rumble outfit here. So 2 for your money, 2 for your double the trouble, whatever. So, and I do that, we get a couple of channels out there, but sometimes people are in the other one, and the studio does not transfer to StreamYard's overall chat. And so I have to be careful of that. So I don't see them. So I try to keep that screen up, but I was, I only have 4 screens or 3 screens or whatever, sometimes 4. And I was multitasking last night. And so I didn't see it. But thank y'all for stopping in this morning. I hope you're having a great day to yours. We jumped in a little early this morning. I wanted to get going. Actually, I was going to get going about 5:30. I've been up since about 4, and I just do that sometimes. And woke up early and wanted to get started with the day. I want to give a shout out to my son, who's been a big help. He did a lot of stuff yesterday, helping me with my wife with her health issues. Prayers out to the Hamlin family. Denny Hamlin, late yesterday they were confirming his dad passed. His mom is in a critical shape, just horrible for anybody, all across the land, that anybody's parents would perish, in a house fire or something like that. But it's just that, felt bad for the guy. He come down, he was almost, he was bummed about not winning the championship. He thought he had won it there at one point, but he didn't. And then, and then he just, whoops, I messed myself up there. Let me get back to, there we go. But I had my screen kind of halfway there. But anyway, I hate that for him. I hate that for his parents. And hey, blew your cover. Watchmen. You got to watch them Georgia guys, especially them guitar players. You got to watch those guys. They're kind of crazy like that. They'll do stuff like to you. I'm trying to get this back to where it's supposed to be. That is not what I want. There it is. We have so many options on the positioning, and sometimes I don't. I'm confusion. A State of Confusion. That's a good band name. I think there is one out there, The State of Confusion. I do like. Have you ever, back when I've had some friends, they were trying to come up with band names. You throw out 100 names, 1,000 names, and then it's some goofy name. I remember. Who was it? It was just recently. I was somebody threw out. It was the Doobie Brothers. They really didn't like that name. It kind of got hung on them because one guy said, "You ought to call yourself the Doobie Brothers because you're always, smoking doobies," and they just used it as a kind of a joke for a couple of shows or a couple of months with the intention to change it, and it stuck. So they said it really is kind of a dumb name, but everybody knows them as that now. I mean, I think they're happy with their career and the money they've made, and I'm sure in some circles that probably didn't fly well. But hey, Stolen Catalytic Converter, that would be a good name for a band too. Tell me that would get somebody's attention. The Flux Capacitor or something like that. Oh, y'all do anything for New Year's Eve? Do you? A lot of times I've did the watch nut services with church, and may do that. I'm going to go up for a few minutes on Empty Pockets podcast. I probably can't stay long because it's going to go like, ooh. I've been forewarned, like it's going to be rough. So I think I'm going to jump in early and share before the the spirits kick in for all the guests that'll be coming into his show, and so I'll probably have to jump out. Nothing. That's their deal. I just don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'll probably stay long. Probably get a little too hot for me. Knowing James, it's going to be a blast. I mean, he's crazy. I love him. Shout out to Miss Kim at Kim's Coffee Talk on the Rumble side as well for coming in this week. I understand she wasn't feeling good. I appreciate her coming in on one day that she didn't broadcast, which was Christmas Day, and then yesterday came in for a few moments. She was not feeling good. Y'all pray for her. Nobody wants to feel bad. My granddaughter is recovering from the flu. A lot of crappy stuff going on. Nobody wants to be sick. I remember one time we had a New Year's Eve celebration planned, and I had some friends, and they went to go get some stuff, and I was already not feeling good. Like, I was fighting it, but I was like, I'm going to be okay. And while my friends were gone, I told my wife, I said, I ain't going to make it. Like, it was not good. And I told them, I said, I ended up at the hospital in the emergency room on New Year's Eve. This has been many, many, many years ago. And it's one of those deals where you feel so bad and you look bad, you don't want to meet anybody. And doggone it, I kept running into people that I knew. They'd be like, hey, man, my gosh, what's wrong with you, man? I mean, I said, I'm dying. That's what I felt like. I was running to the bathroom. I was so sick, and I keep coming back. And it was one of those deals where everybody showed up on a New Year's Eve at the emergency room. And it took like 2 or 3 hours for me to get back. And I just tried to sleep and listen for my name. And it was horrible. I told my wife, I said, I just told her to stay at home. I said, I have no idea when I'm going to be back home. And I just, I don't really want anybody around. I feel so bad. You stay here with the boys, enjoy your New Year's Eve. Mine, I'm death warmed over right now. That's the way I felt. I had that happen one night. It wasn't New Year's Eve, but I was at work, and I told my boss, I said, I'm getting sick. And he said, oh, you can make it. You can make it. He kept like pumping me up. Like, you can make it. You can do it, man. And I was, oh man, I think it was like 2:00 in the morning. I said, I'm not going to make it. Like, I'm sick. So like, I went to the emergency room, and my wife never knew. It was funny because by the time everything occurred, I got home at the same time I would have. And that was the first thing my wife asked me, how did your night go? I said, you wouldn't believe it. Because I got sick and went to the ER, and they gave me medication because I drove myself. They wanted me to sleep a while. So that they put me in a room, had the lights out, and I didn't care. I felt so bad. I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm just grabbing some sleep. Wouldn't you know it, some drunk gets pulled over by the police. I think he ran from them, and they had to tackle him. So they bring him in. They handcuff him to the bed. This guy's talking all kind of crazy, and he woke me up, and I'm having to listen to this drunk, it felt like I was in a drunk tank, which I don't even know what that feels like. Thank goodness. But that's what, if I had to imagine one, it felt like I was in a drunk tank with a drunk that wouldn't shut up. And so finally, they were doing blood draws on him for the official. This guy was blasted. And I said, can I go home? They're like, yeah, it's been just long enough. We think you're good to drive on the medication we give you. So I went home and went to bed. I was like, hey, honey, how'd you not go? You wouldn't believe it if I told you. She's like, you should have called me. I'm like, to do what? I mean, wake you up? I just would sit there. I said, sleeping. I don't care. I mean, actually, it felt good. I didn't even feel like getting out of that bed. I felt so bad. So, oh, man, have you ever had to be like that? Somebody comes in, they're drunk, belligerent, and it's not jail, it's hospital. You got a man cuffed. The guy's cussing, hollering. They're threatening him, to put him on the floor there. And bad night for that guy, too. He probably thought, I got stuck in a room with a guy who's sick. You had a band named after a coach like at the high school like Skinner. It was Spencer Fraze. Spencer Fraze. Well, that's kind of a name you could work out, man. You could, prayer list. Absolutely. There's a lot of people to pray for sure. Well, they're not happy with the president. This big deal. For the F-35s or whatever it is, they're selling to Israel, billions of dollars of deal. Boy, a lot of people are talking about that last night. You kind of figured that was coming. People are upset. I actually reached out to a candidate for MTG seat here in the 14th district. Late last night, I reached out to get an interview with one of the many. He's a MAGA guy, and we'll see. I don't know if we'll see if we can get him on. So elections will be coming as we get into the new year. That special election for that seat is going to come quick, and we'll probably have a runoff because so many people are running for it, and then we'll have to do it all over again for the primary when that's just temporary because she's stepping down. So, boy, they're interviewing her all over the place. She's outgoing. She don't care. She's doing all the interviews, walking interviews, sit down interviews. I've seen her on doing her like they went out and got video of her paddleboarding and stuff. Like, I mean, does that really matter? Like just why do we need to see the politician paddleboarding out in the ocean? I didn't understand that one. Like, is that news? Like, you going swimming, paddleboarding? Well, that was a good morning to all of you on YouTube. That'll knock you out. There, NBR love. Definitely do that. I don't know what they gave me that morning, man, but it definitely it definitely knocked me out. I don't know what it was. When you're sick, man. You just don't want to. Good morning, Miss Cindy on Instagram side. You definitely do not want to be. You want to sleep. You don't want to be awake. You feel so bad. I'm thankful that around here, all the doctor's offices and emergency rooms are full with sick people. It's bad. Sick people with both types of flu, pneumonias, you name it. It's that time of year, and that's just bad. I remember 2 years ago, Watchman said, I learned yesterday. Oh, you're right. I agree. They're all from the same cloth. We'll put that up and say, I learned yesterday that the granddaughter of Leon Trotsky is head of NIS who deals with drug. I remember seeing her with Trump in Oval Office. What in the tarnations is going on? Well, there's a lot of people like to know what the tarnations is going on. In many ways, my friend, you are correct. It's like two lawyers. It's like a courtroom. Your prosecuting attorney and your defense attorneys. In the courtroom, they're tearing at each other and they're fighting for their clients and they're fighting for the case or prosecution to get somebody out of what. But then they go to lunch together. They really do. Many Bolsheviks can be traced to political power. But yeah, there is so much going on in, we still don't have, and I know Watchman, you've been reaching into there, the redacted, unredacted Epstein files, as people learn, and they try to put that genie back in the bottle and it don't work. There's a lot of information coming out, but we still don't have all the information because they didn't put out all the information. We need the information to come out. I would want that information to come out. I want that all that to be released, and I don't care. I don't care who it implicates. Listen, abuse of kids, human trafficking, sexual abuse, and pedophiles. I don't care who they are. I am not allegiant to anybody. If you're that, you deserve what you get, and you deserve more than what you get, actually. But let's take these people down. Let's prosecute them. They won't do it. That's what they're going to cover for each other. That's where we're at. Nobody's going to jail. That's where we're at. Nobody's going to jail because they're all guilty. Many of them, so many are guilty on both sides. They can't implicate each other, and they know it. So it is absolutely sick, and it goes to a level that we probably don't even realize, or maybe we've got a big imagination and we can kind of figure it out, but it's a pretty deep. So we'll see. I guess this is awesome. I'm a special needs Christian rapper, autistic. I got friends on here that focus on God, talk about my autism, fitness, promote. That's what my friends and Christian rapper did the same on Facebook. Well, bless you for that. And, we appreciate, use those things that you have and use them for good. And I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll give you a follow, man, when I get off the stream here. on the YouTube side. We appreciate you doing that. Ba-bum. Watchman says Leon Trotsky murdered over 40 plus million white Christians while his offspring allowed in our country. Well, again, there's a lot of people have connections and a lot of pockets being filled. How do these people get rich? It ain't just off stock sales and splits and everything else, although there's some things there. It's ugly. The world is an ugly place. We know the world is the total depravity of man. The total depravity of man. It's like just because I vote for somebody does not mean I am. That's not who I worship. That's not who I pray to. That's not who I follow. That's not. I don't drink the Kool-Aid and think they're perfect or whatever. And there are people like that. They think that certain people on both sides, they think, well, they're the bomb. They do, they can't do no wrong. That's bull, because man does things wrong. Hey, Barry, how you doing, buddy? Hope you and the cats are doing well. We were covering the other night on the pet show about chiropractors in Georgia, well, not on pet show. We're going to do that, but you can take you and your animal can go to the chiropractor together. I didn't know they did that. God bless you too, my friend. I appreciate it. And I am blessed. This has been a challenging year in many ways. Yeah, they're cracking down on Minnesota. Well, you know what? They need to put Tim, Mr. TT, need to put him in handcuffs. I mean, we have you been seeing all the people go, all the videos? The people are going to these like I watched the video of the guy that went to the place. One building had, 14 different healthcare providers. They could get free healthcare, and they run him out of their police. Then I saw the video last night. The guy goes to the daycare, and they're questioning the Somalian about the daycare that's supposed to have the 74 kids or whatever. They go, I don't know, nothing about it. There's a lot of information coming out, and I've not seen it all. I just have not had the time to see it all. But there's a lot of information going on right now about Minnesota. But it is absolutely fraud central. If there's a place where it's the center of fraud right now, it is Minnesota. I mean, we got so much crapola going there. We need to have the deportation planes on the tarmac right now, warmed up, and start loading some people up. And some of those are in power. I mean, we need to get them out of America. I mean, they're absolutely tearing our country, tearing that state apart for sure. Tearing that state apart, but in a larger degree, I mean, they're hurting the nation as a whole. So yeah, it's bad. Yeah, and I've been seeing some of your posts, Barry, and I agree with you, man. You've been going, this we should be. I mean, they're stealing from the taxpayer. They absolutely are. Just that they're printing money left and right. I was listening to a show the other night. And it was interesting to listen to some people from a somewhat different background. It was just a show. It was like an audio show, but you could watch videos, but you didn't see nobody. They would show a video, but it was audio. And there was a guy on there, and he's a manager in Atlanta. And I'm not going to name the company, but he because he accidentally left his mic on. Not saying, but he was talking about he believes he's concerned. He believes there's and I don't know that there will be or will not be an economic collapse in 26. He believes there's going to be an economic collapse, and he's preparing himself for that, which a lot of people have talked about that. But he firmly believed it, and I like some things he had to say. I didn't agree with everything he had to say, which we don't, most people, but I did appreciate what he had to say about America, and he's not an allegiant to any other country, because he was asking the person who was showing allegiance to another country. He said, why are you? He said, well, that's where I'm from. They said, no, you're not. You were born in America. You're not, don't have any allegiance to that country. You were born here. He said, I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, and this is my country. That's what I want to hear. But our allegiance should be to our flag, our country, We help other people, sure. We get involved in stuff, but yeah, we need to straighten out our own. It's amazing. We go across the world, we tell other people how to straighten their country out. We got our own problems. We need to straighten it out here. And No, I don't believe there'll be any peace between Zelensky and Putin. And I wish the president, I hate it for the people, but listen, they're trying to. It reminds me of the time when Clinton was trying to get Yasser Arafat, Menachem Begin, and it was another time when he had another, and he's trying to force them into the party to shake hands. And they're not going to do it. We've got a peace agreement, the Oslo Accord. We come together. Disaster for everybody. And all he's trying to do is to be able to do the victory lap and say, I did that. Well, that's what it feels like the president's doing. Trying his best to say, we got a deal. And knowing there ain't nobody gonna, that deal's not gonna, it's not gonna be worth the paper it's written on if they have a paper. It is not gonna be worth the paper it's printed on because that war is gonna continue. It's not gonna stay. But what Zelensky's wanting is 50 years of security guarantees. Really? You're not getting that, buddy. It's not happening. Yes, Barry. Yes. I'm trying to catch up with all them. I called some of those daycares. One was busy. One was on an invader on the phone. The other it went straight to. Wow. The diversity of the course might try to hide this because they are mostly on white. Silver went to $84 an ounce yesterday. That's deflation of the dollar. Yeah, and I've been hearing some about that, absolutely. But they're definitely talking about, I mean, there's a concern. Don't worry about that. It is holding at 75 in the West. But there is a concern. There is a concern. So I don't know. You know, we will see. I am happy that gas prices are cheap. They're really in a good place. I like that, and I hope that it stays low. That will help in some ways with transportation costs, whatever, which goes into goods and services, the cost of your food and things that you buy and all that. So I would like to see that. But we got, the debt's still the debt, and it's not being really worked on. They talk about all this money coming back from tariffs, and there is a lot of money there, but then some of that's going to be supposedly given away to the taxpayer, which is going to make taxpayers happy. Well, actually, it's going to be given to more than taxpayers, I think, because they're talking about every American. So I don't know. But, definitely, it's not a time to carry a lot of debt, which I'm not saying it's ever a good time to carry a lot of debt as a citizen, and definitely have, your money diversified and stuff. And that's what the Ascending Group, they can help you really take care of your money. And that's why I like working with Paul and the good folks there at the Ascending Group, and that's what they do. They help people legal ways. It's not some sort of pyramid, legal ways that you can take advantage of depending on your situation to, keep some of that money from being taxed and to have things for the rainy day and for your kids and grandkids. And that's what they do. And I like working with them. Gas is 13 cents in Venezuela. Wow. They got an abundance, and we should be paying 50 cents a gallon for gas. Well, they tax the crap out of it. I mean, they tax the crap out of it. I mean, think of all the taxes. When you pull up to a gas pump, think of all the taxes that are involved with that process. Because you got to think of your car and all the taxes that you have, the road taxes that they put on it, of course, the gas and all the taxes there. You're paying for the taxes that the store is paying for, because all this being passed on to the consumer in some form or fashion. So, I mean, just think of that. I don't know the number of what that would be, but just think about what it is when you pull up, what all the taxes are from, having to have your driver's license and having to have the tag and having all this stuff, the tax you pay on the car, the tax you pay on the gas, the tax that's on the fuel that's being sent to the station, the tax the station's having to pay, all that rolls downhill to the consumer, the end user, the buyer. And so that Barry said, in all fairness, some of those daycares are struggling to get by in DeKalb County. Minnesota's heading up. Have to have insurance. So billions. Let's see, only fairness I could get 200 words. Yeah. It's billions. Do I know Dreamy Bull? No, I don't think I do. Enlighten me. So I don't know. Just trying to catch up with all those. And Appreciate the chat this morning. Hey, it's National Day. There is a couple left today. We're almost at the end of the year. It's national. I don't even know why this is important, but National Bicarbonate of Soda Day. And there's only one other one. It's the Falling Needles Family Fest Day. The Falling Needles Family Fest Day. And that serves as a reminder to clean up and recycle the live Christmas tree. So it's all about the recycling. You can mulch the tree, use it for bedding. There's places that will take it and from you. Other times you have to take it somewhere. You can use it to do some things with for the birds, they say, for providing shelter. You should never burn in a wood stove or fireplace indoor due to the top of oils of the fir and evergreen trees. The tree may be chopped and used in the fire pit outdoors. Depending on where you live, they may be used as soil erosion barriers for lakes, rivers, and dunes. So it is National Falling Needles Family Fun Fest Day. Well, they put a lot of words in that, and there's a website for that. So interesting. I didn't think, I've never heard of that. And it is also, this is the one for today. It's Bacon Day. It is Bacon Day. I can be down with some bacon. We like it here. And, I remember overseas when they would hang the bacon in the buses and stuff, and so they wouldn't bomb them because they didn't want to get that on them. But yeah, that's truth. Today for birthdays, let's see what birthdays we had. We had LeBron James, 40 years old. Seems like he's been playing since he was 10 in the NBA, but he's 40 years old today. Tiger Woods is, they say 49. I've seen 50. I don't know, but it's his birthday today as well. Maybe he's playing funny business or fuzzy math with his birthday. The great Sandy Koufax. What an amazing Hall of Fame career. 89 years old today. One other one, Meredith Vieira is 71 today. Definitely remember her from news stations and things like that. So I think that's all the ones I wanted to cover today. Happy birthday to you today, if it is your birthday. And as we close out the year, we'll start them all over again for the new year. We're fast approaching the end of the year. And let's see. Let's see. I'm going to look at this day in history. Let's see what happened today in history. We just cover a few. We don't usually cover many. And let's see here. What has happened today? In 2013, the San Miguel volcano erupted in El Salvador. Those are all. I would hate to live in any area where there is a potential of a volcano eruption. I do not want to be anywhere near that. Let's see here. Not much. The Wounded Knee Massacre took place in 1890. The Wounded Knee Massacre, they call it. I remember that. Studied about that in school. What else? Anything else worth mentioning today? Don't think so. Anyway, I'm sure there was, but I don't see it. And we're making history as we speak. So let's do something memorable that in 1,000 years they'll say, "Hey, Barry, that Barry guy, he did this." There you go. That's Barry's. I like it. We were pine bog. I can make arsenic. Okay. I mean, there is a lot to that. It's like people that don't really understand. They don't know. Hey, broski, they don't know. Like burning, like when you can burn, and I've seen people do some stupid stuff, like throwing the wrong kind of wood in the bonfire and thinking people are going to do their marshmallows over it, and they don't realize the chemicals are going up. You try to tell them, they're like, "What? What are you talking about?" Cornbread and bacon, hey, it works. especially if you throw some beans in there. Barry says they have 100 places to cough up hairballs, but they jump on my bedroom, on my desk to spit it up. Well, that's become the place, Barry. I think they call that marking territory. Um, Blue states broke as a joke. Well, yeah, broke as a joke. Yeah, they're all in debt. They're all losing money. We, we are all broke, no doubt. It's been a rough year financially for us. There wasn't. I can't blame that on the politicians, but I can say it was a rough year in many ways. We're outpacing our earnings only barely. I mean, our debts and stuff. It's been a rough year, but that didn't have anything to do with the government. Well, in one way, it might because money that's stolen from us. Hello on the Instagram side. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Cold morning it is. A cold morning it is. Of course, I can't complain. I don't have the snow and ice here that some people have around the country, but it is cold this morning. Republican Congressman Tom Emmer from Minnesota was pushing for Somalis in 2015. Yeah. I mean, invasion, man. They just opened up the doors and they let an invasion into the country, and we're dealing with that. And there's so many places. I mean, it's not just there, although that one's in the spotlight. There's a lot of places. I mean, look at what's happening in Texas. There's an absolute invasion there. I mean, cities that they've built, just trailer park city, although it's not trailers. I think it's modular homes or something, but it may be trailers. they just clear out land and build. And think of all that money, all the money that we're spending on that, all that money. Good Lord. I mean, just the money on the front side of it, but then the backdoor money, all that money that is going to continue the cost to us, and we wonder why it's a struggle. Just think of these people just siphoning off. I mean, they're just welfare people. I mean, they're not providing anything. They're not paying anything. And if they do go to work, they don't work long because they got so used to getting a check. They probably work on it a little bit to try to figure out a way to get back on the freebies. I have seen some that went to work, but they didn't stay working. They didn't stay working. And I'm thinking, how are you making it? I mean, like, we had a person that came to work where I work, and they had been here for months, and they were living in a nice apartment in a nice area. And I was thinking, you got to be getting some kind of support here. I mean, I don't think you came into the country with a bankroll. And then they come to work and couldn't do the job and quit. And I'm thinking, how are you making it? You got to still be getting some support there. You've got to be getting some support. So yeah, but it is absolutely atrocious what they've done to our country with a lot of just giving away. We've always. To me, when you bring in people in the country, you want somebody that makes a difference. I mean, you want, some skills that you can put into to make the country better. I mean, that we want stuff. You don't want and the president, he made them all mad when he would say they sent us their prisoners, their sick people, all that stuff, which is a lot of truth in that they did. And those people are not going to be helpful to the nation. They're going to be a drain on it. You want somebody that's going to come and make your country better. Maybe they go, they're engineers, or they are scientists, or they're, someone that's going to, perform at a high level. No, we get the people that are, many of them, they're building trailer parks for. I mean, because they're just going to support them and keep them like RV city or something, camper city, and just continually have to give them help. And that's not support, good for the country. So I'd like to definitely see changes there. China's making a little threatening moves towards Taiwan again. I don't know that they'll even do anything, but they still are testing the water for sure. They're still testing that water to see if they can get see what responses would be. And Ukraine is wanting um, Ukraine is wanting 50 years of guarantees like Taiwan has or other NATO countries, although he's willing to give up. I mean, the guy wants to be like, okay, we can't get to NATO, but can we get the same NATO guarantee? We'll just call it a one. We won't be NATO. We're just Ukraine. Just give us the same guarantees that you give the NATO countries, and we'll call it a day. Really? So it's like a separate deal, and we're the ones that has to back that up. No way. Blaine Holt says, no need to bomb Iran. Let it destroy itself from within. There's a lot of talk about bombing Iran again. For what reason? I don't know. Of course, the $8.6 billion Boeing F-15 deal. I said F-35. F-15 deal for Israel. More boat strikes and the launching point for those boats in Venezuela. That was in the news. We've approved a potential military sale to Poland. Poland's been building their military up for some time. There is government officials in Poland that want war. They want it with Russia. They hate them, and there's old hatred there, and they would love to have that. They approved an aircraft deal to Denmark for $1.8 billion. All 50 states to get a slice of the $50 billion rural health push. Our rural hospitals are collapsing. It's happening all the time. There's going to be helps there for some of them to get. That's Barry. That's a good point. So they must have to live in a trailer park or RV city. You can't afford land or taxes or insurance on property, and that's part of that. What they would like to see is all of us living in smaller spaces, and that's that 15-minute cities. I mean, that's sure. I mean, I that's what they want. They don't like you owning your acres of land or having a place. They don't like that. They want that land. What else? 1.9 million illegals self-deported under Trump. So almost 2 million have self-deported. That's good. Medvedev from Russia is always good for a quote. He hates America, although he was educated here. He's always a quote when they're getting ready to make a strong comment. So he says that, but Flotz is saying that his slur is showing desperation. He always comes out and makes these really strong points on X. I think it's X he uses. But he said a threatening social media post by Dmitry Medvedev, he's the deputy chair of Russia's Security Council, reflects desperation in Moscow after what he described as a strong show of unity between the president, Trump, and Zelensky. Flotz was reacting to a post Monday on X in which Medvedev lashed out at Zelensky in crude terms and warned that the Ukrainian leader would have to stay in hiding for the rest of his worthless life. Followed remarks. The remark follows Zelensky's Sunday meeting with Trump at the president's Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. He said, I think it seems to be a tweet sent in desperation. There is really good news for Ukraine yesterday. The relationship between Trump and Zelensky could not have been stronger, blah, blah, blah. There's still no deal, though. But one side or the other is going to make some comments or something as they try to work a deal. It's going to end up not working. He calls them freedom cities. Well, yeah, I don't like the federalized new cities they're talking about. Federal land. Yeah, I don't like the sound of any of that. But I don't think, and Lord knows where Lindsey Graham is this morning. Is he's got to be trying to sabotage the deal because he wants war with Russia. So somewhere in this, Lindsey Graham has got to be circling around like a vulture. He's got to be. I mean, every time they come close to a deal, Senator Lindsey Graham is circling around, seeing if he can torpedo the deal. And I'll guarantee you, he's behind the scenes. He's doing something. a few days ago, he was saying it was Hamas is not disarming. I remember that comment. He was trying to stir that up again. But yeah, this guy is horrible. I can't stand him. I wish they would elect somebody else. So, here he is. He got some quotes out there in the New York Post. Lindsey Graham warns Trump that Putin is acting like Lucy with a football in Ukraine talks. He said they're overestimating Russian tyrant Vladimir Putin's willingness to end the war. He expressed hope that Trump will sign a bipartisan sanctions package to tighten the screws on Russia if Putin continues to rebuff peace proposals. I think Putin's going to continue to take the Donbass by force until we increase pressure, he predicted on NBC's Meet the Press Sunday. You know this guy would be coming out and talking about it. We're going to be Lucy with a football if we don't watch it. We keep engaging Russia. We keep engaging, trying to lure Putin into the peace table, and he rebuffs all of our efforts. Russia has rejected multiple peace proposals that the U.S. has helped craft with input from Ukraine, including the refined. Now it's 19 points. They had that thing at 28 points. Now it's down to 19. But yeah, Lindsey Graham will sabotage this deal. If there is anywhere close to a deal, he will sabotage it. He urged Trump to ramp up against Russia if it slaps down the current peace negotiations. If he says no this time, here's what I hope President Trump will do: sign my bill that has 85 co-sponsors and puts tariffs on countries like China who buy cheap Russian oil. Make Russia a state sponsor of terrorism for kidnapping 20,000 Ukrainian kids. It's at least that. It may be a lot more. And most importantly, seize ships that are carrying sanctioned Russian oil like you're doing in Venezuela. If Putin says no, we need to dramatically change the game, including giving Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. Here he goes. I will go all in. I would go all in if Putin says no. And he's praying that he says no. And I don't think that Trump would listen to all that. I don't. But that's what Lindsey Graham does. Lindsey Graham loves to stir the pot. He absolutely loves to stir the pot. He's been chomping at the bit to have war with Russia for some time. And I don't like Putin. I can't stand the guy. He's evil, but there's a lot of blame to go around on both sides. I do not. That's right, Watchman. He is. He is. But it is absolutely not. It's not. There's not going to be a deal because I don't think either side really wants a deal. I don't. I think Zelensky is playing his games too, and they're both bombing in the countries while this is going on. In fact, they're bombing more. So I just think that there's not going to be a peace deal. I think this will continue to go on, and neither side wants to stop. I mean, that's the thing. Zelensky says we don't want to give up the land. Russia saying we want more of the land. So I don't know, but I'm glad I'm not in the middle of it. I will say that, and I feel for the people. We know some people that have family on the ground in those areas, and it's hard. It's very hard for them. I have a friend who is married to Ukrainian, and they go back and run crusades there. Crusades there for the gospel, and they have been at one time. It sort of slowed down a little bit. They were running a bunch of them, but with war and everything, now they're trying to switch that up. They're going in and helping some of the pastors there with some of the needs and stuff, medicines and stuff that they need to help their people because it's war torn and relocation has occurred. The one that I talked to, her family was okay, but there was concern. But at this point, they weren't had not been bombed out, but there was war nearby, so there was definitely concern in the region. So it's very hard for them. That's their home, and I get that. So I just think it's war is never. I mean, war is bad. It's not good. There's collateral damage. Innocent people get caught up into it. We don't have. I mean, if America went to war today, I don't have any control over it. I don't get a vote for that. I don't. But my grandkids could be serving in it. They're getting up in age. I mean, it's not that far away. And if we can't fill the quotas, I'm concerned in the future they're going to draft the females as well. They said they would never do that, but wait and see, wait and see. So I don't know, but I definitely don't. I mean, don't like it. Um, but let's just pray about that. Pray that it ends. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, they for the Russian people. I mean, every day those flights are landing in Moscow with the dead bodies that are coming back from the front. I mean, it's every day. It's like a scene out of Gone with the Wind where they're reading off all the casualties, and that's what's happening. It's happening on both sides, and it's become a trench drone artillery warfare. That's what it is. It's trench warfare where they're just and the drones and missiles. That's but they're just shooting each other across the land, and masses of men are dying or getting injured, and there's just not a. I mean, after some point, I mean, your resources are draining, and you are killing all your combat ready eligible soldiers, and you're replacing them with soldiers that's not as experienced because they're having to go replace many of the experienced ones, and so you lose ability, which is what's happened on both sides. So I do not want I don't want my family going over there. I don't want them involved at all. There are people. There were a lot of veterans early on in this war that went to fight for Ukraine. You remember that? There was a bunch of them, ex-military, recently out of the military. Some of those got killed. Some of them, a lot of them came back. They said they got over there and seen what was going on, and they said, "This is not what I signed up for." They said it didn't get a lot of press at the time, but if you knew where to look, there was a lot of stories about how these guys were treated that got over there, and they did not like it, and they checked out pretty quick over there. They said, "No, this is not what I was led to believe it was." They saw what was going on the ground. They got back to America. Now, some of them died. They did not like. They knew it was war. But there was a lot of bad stuff going on the side that they thought they were fighting for. The freedom fighters. That's what they felt like. They said, this is not what I signed up for." Yeah, we're going to need men to fight here before it's over with. Well, we're definitely going to have a lot going on because we got battles going on the streets. I mean, I would hope that we don't end up with something like that, but we've definitely it's definitely a concern. Hello, Ernest. Sorry, I had on my different screen. On immigrants, I'm a staunch opponent. Let me surprise you with the fact that I'm Pakistani. Okay. Who has been in America twice. My story will be coming out in the book this coming year. Let me know, brother. Immigration is the cancer of the developed West. And no, Trump is only doing a control job, as I am convinced he is under the control of the deep state. I said so even before he was sworn in. Trump signing the bill to give Ukraine another $800 million tells you all you need to know about Trump's position in this issue. He is doing as ordered, and that made a lot of people mad, but it did clarify a lot, Ernest. I agree. It is a bitter truth that many conservatives, which are my people, don't want to face. It hurts. Yeah, I mean, people they're disillusioned right now. They're like, wait a minute. What happened to America first? Which is what MTG said. And listen, she may have done some things that people don't like, but she is absolutely right on that point. And I've always said that. She was America first. And she was questioning the whole Israel thing. She was questioning, being involved with Ukraine, and she got lambasted. I was at her town halls. I heard her say it. She said they get mad at me for it. She goes, that's why they don't like me. They don't like me because I question the narrative. I don't want, and she said it simply boils down to this: I don't want American taxpayers' money to be going for these things. I want it to help things here that we need here in America. And she's right. She took a lot of flack for that. So I give her the importance of being earnest. That's right. Ernest Dempsey, by the way, on Rumble side, coming through the studio. Thank you for that comment. So appreciate it. It's always good for you to stop by. And listen, when I'm saying that, what we have had in our country, those that have came in and have made solid contributions to this country. I mean, there's no doubt. And I'm for that. I'm for controlled. I'm for it to be vetted. I'm for, I mean, what they don't tell the people is is they have beat it into the heads of Americans. You can't have too many kids because we can't sustain them and blah, blah. So Americans don't have kids like they should, but immigrant groups do. They definitely do. So, you can't survive a nation averaging 2 kids per family. You can't do that. That number doesn't work. And we need people to come in that make a difference in the country. And through legal means, I'm all for that. I am all for legal immigration. I've been on the other side of the border. I've talked to people. I remember being in a motel in Mexico City, and the guy that was serving my table, I talked to him. He said his sister had come to America, was a citizen now. And I asked him, I said, would you ever want to come to America? And he was telling me that he would, but he said, but this is what he said. This is what he said. Now, we were able to communicate a little bit. His English was choppy. This is exactly what he said. I would like to one day and become a citizen. He didn't want to be a waiter. I think he was in college. What he said is I would love to come to America when I learn English better, is what he told me. He said, if I'm going to come to America, I want to be able to speak the language of the land. That's exactly what he told me for that. I shook his hand. And this goes back, oh my goodness, 15 years ago, 15, 17 years ago. I think it was more like, I see. I'm trying to think of the day. 15 years ago, I was in Mexico City, and that's what he told me. And I applauded him for wanting to do it the right way. Legal, wanting to do it and learn the language. And he said, he wanted to, I forget what he was going to college for, but, he was finish school, learn the language, and then start the process and do a legal immigration. That's what he told me. And that was before we really heard about what was going on the border. Back then, nobody talked about it as much. A little bit, not as much. This goes back, this is around 2007. 2007 was when I was there. So he definitely was, making great points with that. And I applaud him for that because we need people like that. Ernest said, those idiots who went to Ukraine to fight Russia should have gone to Colorado and freed Tina Peters, a real patriot, another case in which Trump administration is dragging its feet. And that is your statement there, dragging its feet. That really is the catchphrase for what has happened this first year of a 4-year term, dragging their feet in some areas. Now, there's some things that are lightning speed, but on prosecutions for people that have broken the law, and some things they promised to release, drug its feet without a doubt. And my question is, if you say I've told them they're not doing it, then fire them and replace them. If they're not doing what you campaigned on, if they're not going to do that, why are they still in position? The American people demand it. We demand it. We want action on this. And they have drugged their feet, and it's frustrating. Now, Bongino's leaving, but that's not going to change the narrative at all. I just don't think that I don't think that we're going to see any kind of action. Nobody's been arrested. I mean, we were expecting cameras in tow, go into these people's homes like was done to conservatives. We expected that. Has not happened. I don't think it will happen. You're right, Barry. The feds jumped on the issue of Minnesota only after it blew up on YouTube. And these citizen reporters, man, they're doing a good job. They should have been on top of the issue already, but turned a blind eye when his government's involved. And it's frustrating. It really, really is. Hey, man, go feed the dogs. Blessings to you too, Ernest. The appointments are done with the permission of the swamp. Yes, you're correct. And you have a blessed day. Take care of them pups. How many ever? Dogs, plural. He's got more than one. Take care of them dogs. Barry's got cats, plural. Take care of them cats. Don't forget tonight at 6 p.m. will be Southern Claws Paws, the pet show. We talk the last pet show of the year. Of course, we'll pick it up in the new year. But yes, Watchmen, we do have a uniparty right now. They're trying to do that in Georgia as well. Definitely working to do that. If you're on Saturday mornings, I mean to say this, Killer Carl, many of you know on Rumble, great podcaster. He's on, oh my gosh, what's his name? He's on the radio show. He has his own spot on oh, I had the wrong name pop in my head. Not John Batchelor. What is his name? John Frederick show. And he has his own 2 hour, I think it's 2 hour time slot, 2 or 3, 4 hours, something like that. And they definitely mix it up on there and talk about all the issues in Georgia. They have a Georgia segment in there, and they talk Georgia politics. So good place to go and kind of catch up with folks. I don't. Are all of you having to work? Like, are you off work this week, or do you have to work? Some people do. Some people don't. I hope that everybody's able to be off, be with their family. I hope you have a safe New Year. You know, New Year's Eve. Be careful. You know, even not saying you would do wrong. It's the drunk drivers and stuff that'll be out. You got to be really careful with that. We had a crazy case where a police officer was shot in the city, and the guy took his patrol car over the last couple of days. I think that was yesterday. The officer's recovering. They've got the guy that did it, but that's just something you don't hear about much around here. But shot the officer and took his car. Wow. And he is. It wasn't life threatening, but he was injured. The officer I'm talking about. And we've had a couple of cases here recently where people have fired at the police. That's not something we normally see around here. The scanner is hot on Christmas to New Year. Yeah, I bet. I used to do that a lot. I used to listen to the scanner a lot. I got away from it. Well, actually, the thing I listened to, it didn't pick up all the channels, and I did on my phone. When I was doing all night security, I used to listen to scanners all the time. One time, the cops pulled up, and I met them and told them what the deal was, and the guy goes, he goes, "You must have heard us on the scanner being sent to this location." I said, "I did." He goes, "I didn't know your security vehicles had scanners in them." I said, "They don't, but I have a phone that does." Kind of caught him off guard because I met him at the front of the property and said, "I mean, of course, you're police. You can look around. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I've already checked the doors. I think it's a false alarm that went off. But when I heard you dispatched, I was sitting right here." And, of course, they went around and did a cursory check, but they come back by and said, "Yeah, we believe you. We just have to look because we've been dispatched." But, yeah, I think what happened was a cleaning person shook a door the wrong way or something and set alarm off. That place was bad for that. But I was listening to the scanner. And I want to tell you, the Chattanooga scanner, it just bam, 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 man. It never stops. North Georgia's can be pretty good, but that Chattanooga scanner, wow, that thing's popping. So if you're near a big city, man, it never shuts up. There's constant police traffic going on. But I like that. I like that. You listen to that. That's interesting. Well, it is 7 o'clock. It is time to jump off of here. We still have a couple of shows we're catching up on from Sunday because I had to work. We'll try to get that. Dave, how long until Rash Patel and Pam Bondi get fired? I hope within the next 2 weeks. Actually, today. But they're bombing out. They're no good. No. I mean, what did he do? I don't miss bonbons. They are horrible at their job. They're not doing their job. I'm tired of the promises. I'm tired of the press conferences, the tweets, and all that stuff. Let's get rid of them. It's time to move on. They're absolutely horrible at what they're doing. And I still go back to, before I go, I still go back to the Bongino Cash Patel press conference. They look like they were in the Federal Witness Protection Program or something like that. Or they were afraid to talk. Well, I know what a suicide looks like. Yeah. I mean, like they went out there with a gun to their head. I mean, that was horrible, horrible. And I'm sick of them. I am sick of those the talks. I don't want to hear another press conference. I don't want to hear another. I don't want to see another tweet. I want to see action. I'm sick of it. We got people that have broken the law. They've committed massive amounts of fraud. have sold our country out. In some cases, they probably, I'm there's no telling what they've given to other countries. Some of the people that we're talking about, no telling. It just hasn't been exposed to the public. But I guarantee you, these are the kind of people that sell the country out. They don't have a problem with it, and I would like to see them, you know, run up the flagpole. We'll say. But have a great day. I'll be back on shortly. I'm off today, so I will be doing some shows. Cash Patel looks like he's just been caught with. Well, yeah, man, he's got the crazy eyes, don't he? Crazy eyes. Wow. I never understood that appointment. I never understood the why people were impressed with him. I saw people getting on that bandwagon from day one, and people were, you know, oh, we got to get him. And I thought, what's he done? I never saw it. Just my opinion. I never saw it. I thought he was a joke from day one, but I was willing to give him a benefit of the doubt because he was sure bumping them gums. He was really bragging about all the things he was going to do, and Danny Boy was right there singing the praises with him. And what have they got done? What have they got done? And he's only half focused on issues. It's a failure. It's a massive failure. And hey, by the way, where all the fired Secret Service agents? There should have been quite a few. I know of a couple from Butler that should have been. They should never be allowed to be working law enforcement ever again at any level. Especially that one chick. You remember her? One that's fumbling with her gun. Yeah, that lady had no clue. Had no clue what she was doing. And they were saying this was the B team or something. It could be the F team, and they should be better than that. I mean, are you kidding me? Z team. That lady, trust the plan. 2 more weeks. That's it. Trust the plan. I've heard that stupidity as well. Trust the plan. But that, yeah, they're horrible. I mean, you know, almost got, you know, assassination here. I mean, that was the worst removal. Was that any more slow motion? I mean, to remove the president from after a shot rang out? I mean, it was like, how slow can we go? I mean, it's like, let's hold him up again. Maybe he'll shoot us too. Horrible. I mean, this is like the first day of practice, and you know the coach has to stop the practice and go, "We suck." I mean, that was the worst removal of an official in a serious situation I've ever seen in my life. That was horrible. I mean, there was nothing good about it. If I'm the president, I don't feel safe at all. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I mean, it was just the whole thing was a complete failure. No answers for that. Never been answered. You know, there's a lot of things at work, and I know a lot of people have questions about it or believe, but you know, we all the way back to Kennedy, who fired other shots. We have the same questions at Butler. We have the same questions for Charlie Kirk. There's a lot of things that people don't understand. There's a lot of information. My weapons trainer was willing to testify to Congress about it. Okay. Rash rather flies. Well, they're definitely doing some. They're doing something, but it ain't what they're supposed to be doing. I like your names for them, Danny Bonbons and Rash Patel. Do you have one for Blondie? Is it just Blondie or? She was a pretty good singer, but not Pam. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the background that, I mean, things that were promised. There was a lot delivered, but there was a whole lot of things that are not being delivered, and it's ugly. So anyway, have a good morning. I'm going to try to stay warm, get a few things done business wise today. Got to help my son with something, help my wife. I hope you like the new background back here. We just got that in with the new logos and everything. I think it looks good. I got to rearrange the coffee area, and you'll see that more. But That's our new logo, and one of them. Of course, we have one for Wolf Nation as well. And but have a blessed day. Happy New Year early. Pam Blondie, Rash Patel, and Danny Bonbons, three frauds. Oh yeah. Oh, the dream team. That's what they were supposed to be. The dream team. And you know what's funny? The guy that would have got a lot done was the guy that they trashed from day one that was supposed to be running, and pulled out. That was the guy that would have got some stuff done, and they knew it. They knew it. They knew he would come after them, and they stopped it. And this was the answer to that. What a joke! What a joke! He would have definitely got things done. You know what I'm talking about? three blind mice, aka the Three Stooges. They're the kings of press conferences, though, I'll tell you, and tweets. I mean, we're always right on the verge. I mean, like, papers are being drawn up right now. They must have a person that's topping with one finger, like ding, ding, ding. Oh, messed up. Let me get the watt out. Because this stuff was already supposed to be out there. We're going to be seeing stuff soon, they said. We're getting all the evidence together. Papers are being filed. We're getting ready. Grand jury's going to be brought in. It's been almost a year, folks. Ain't nothing been done. And there ain't nothing going to be done. It's like the first day of topping class. You got that person who's never going to be a toppist, but they took it thinking it's going to make them into something great. And after 2 months of topping class, they're still topping like that. That's who they've hired. If they're working on it, that's who they've hired, because they're idiots. They're idiots, or they're blackmailed, or they're bought off, or something. Because all the evidence was supposed to be had. We have it. We have the evidence. We have the papers. We have the facts. We have the truth. Why are people not in handcuffs? And so, anyway, blessings. I do got to go. Enjoy talking to you. I like the discussion. That's what we try to do here, free and open discussion. We don't always agree on stuff, but I like it, because that's how we we learn, we investigate, and we try to figure out what the deal is. I'm always looking for answers, and so I certainly don't know everything. I'm not an expert on anything, but I am always looking, and I try to just use common sense. Common sense tells you, your gut tells you something's not right. And I hope these people keep exposing all these government officials at whatever level, at whatever party. I don't care. They're hurting the country. They need to answer for what they've done. I'm Dave, Cornbread Man. I'm checking out. We'll see you soon.